Make sure that that's good. City. And then live. Bad Al. All right. Close that off. Hey, what up, Fear Guy? What up, James? Just wanted to connect with y'all. We're about to host trials for the All City Lunatics, and I figured this would be a good time to live stream, show you guys the process of what's going on. What up, Pyrex? It's good, man. Peace to you as well, Will. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to their weekend. Reactions to season 4, man. Matter of fact, let me bring up an image that I wanted to. Let me see if because I know I screenshotted it. Let me just get that joint. There we go. No, there we go. Let's see what size it is. Yeah, it's pretty small. Try to raise it. Lock, there we go. Yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to kind of touch base on right there. Luck TV's reaction, which we'll get into after everybody's here. Alex, what up, man? Jordan Wilson in the building. Hoax here, Coach Z here, Starfish, Matt. What's going on, Matt? Was anybody else struggling with shooting last night? I didn't get on. Last night, man. There's some weird that's going on with 2K that it's almost like I want to keep my peace. So I deleted the game, ended up deleting 2K, and I re-downloaded it. And I know that I have a feeling that my animations reset and all that stuff. So to get on, I would have to put all my animations back together. And it just seems like a little too much for a AAA title, man. Zidane Dada in the building. For the folks that are here right now, we are hosting tryouts. You guys could it starts at 3 p.m. exactly. So if you want to try out, I'll show you guys right now. As of right now, there are 49 people, as you guys see on the top left. There are 49, you guys can see it right here. 49 people in the audience waiting for tryouts. And the way this thing works is we'll have a stage. And this is to let you guys know in case you guys want to try out. So we'll have this stage up here. Right now, there's about 50 people waiting to try out. It starts at 3 p.m. and haven't started. So you got a minute. If you want to do that, just type !Discord to join our Discord. And you can go right into where it says live now and listen in. So we'll have all these people. See, it says these are the leaders. These are the people who are on stage. Salute to All City Shy, OG, Slim, and Crumb in the building, one of our newest admins. And what they do is they host the stage, and all the people that want to try out go into the stage. After that, we'll send them to respective rooms for the position that they're trying out for, which I'll show you guys in just a second here. You see right here, it says PG, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and centers. So you'll see these rooms start filling up from here, from the people that are in this chat right here. It's 50, let me see, 50 in the audience right now. They should be sending out another message soon. After they sort out the positions that they're trying out for, then you'll have one of the leaders come into the room, into one of these rooms respective to the position you're trying out for, and they'll set you up with your teams. And what we try to do is run 3 teams against 3 Lunatics teams, people who have already went through this process. Yes, 3 already. Yeah, run 2s and 3s now. We do it in Pro-Am. So the tryouts are done in Pro-Am, and you guys play against people who have already gone through this process. So I wanted to, if you guys are interested in trying out, you guys could type !Discord right in this live stream chat. I'm also going to change the layout here. I'm going to change this because I saw there's somebody that I watch and I thought it was really interesting the way he had his laid out. So tomorrow when we get on, I'm going to have, and I want the chat to be more prevalent. So I want people to see their comments. So I'm going to gray this out. I'm going to gray like the left side of the screen out and just have me on one side of the screen. So this way, we could really connect and start getting this live streams done right. I noticed that 2K is suffering in regards to live streams, y'all. I went on. What up, Twan? How you? I'm good. I'm good. Hopefully you good as well. Yeah, run. Oh yeah, twos, threes. Yeah. Salute to the 79 that are in here. Appreciate y'all stopping by. So yeah, we wanna rebuild the live streams at least on YouTube because they are suffering. Every time that I try to go on to NBA 2K24 live streams, oh my God, you'd be lucky if you see 20 people in a live stream. The good majority is more like 20 live streams with one person in them. I don't know, maybe YouTube. I know folks are streaming on different platforms, TikTok and Twitch, but even on Twitch, it ain't too prevalent. And I don't see if 2K24 was that good, I don't see why live streams of 2K24 shouldn't be something people are interested in. We're still early in the cycle. What up, Lucky Smamoni? What's going on, man? What's everyone's opinion on season 4 so far? I haven't played since the halfway point of season 2. Season 4, I did a few videos on season 4, the updates. I did the season rewards yesterday. We live streamed everything that you get. The new court for the rec center and the new jerseys and animations. I could tell you this much: it hasn't intrigued me to the point of wanting to get on. What up, Gage Rodriguez? Yo, City, what's good? Any way to try out without Discord? No, sir. The only way you can get on the Lunatics is through our Discord. The community of Lunatics lives in our Discord server. So there's over 100 Lunatics right now, and it's growing every week that we do these tryouts. Yes, I think last week we added about 6 people. This week we'll go through the process again, and everybody's welcome to try out, by the way. A little off topic, but what do you think the future of NBA 2K looks like? Will it recover and bring people back, or will it eventually fizzle out and eventually fall off? It's a good question. I think it's a legitimate question. What up, Bobby Bang? I really think it's a legitimate question. I could tell you this. I could tell you it looks like this is the nature of big business. I would hope that 2K would make the adjustments. But if we look at like the pattern of big business, they milk it till it all collapses. Some like what they say it on Goodfellas. I think it was on Goodfellas. Just light a match when all else fails. I don't want to say that's 2K, but it seems like that's the nature of business, and businesses who practice business in this way eventually fail. This is what I really think is going to happen in regards to the future of 2K. I think 2K is too smart to let it fail. I think they understand that they're milking it. This is what I would like to believe. I think they understand that they're milking it. The problem that I see, the biggest problem that I see is that the execs, the top dog execs, only see 2K as a number. And you have this parent company, Take-Two, who they're not, I don't know. This is speculation. This is just an opinion. It feels like there's this big business above 2K. And the big business is telling 2K, we got to make this happen. We need to encourage these microtransactions. We need to make, and it influences the development of gameplay. The big business don't care about 2K, just like we feel 2K don't care about us. Big business, Take-Two, they know they are a gaming company, but they just want the game to perform in regards to numbers. Players want the game to perform in regards to gameplay. Two totally different trajectories that they're taking. And one trajectory has the best interest of the corporation, and the other trajectory has the best interest of the consumer. Two totally different trajectories. And of course, the business side of things is going to win that battle. regardless if it tarnishes the whole gameplay experience. So those are like my thoughts on it in regards to the future. When we consider how big 2K is, I think there is a possibility. Let's say, for instance, let's throw this out there. Let's say this for a second. What up, y'all? Sorry I didn't read the chat. Let me just get this out real quick. What up, Mags? Let's say, for the sake of big business, they just run 2K into the ground. Let's say Take-Two just runs it into the ground. When they got folks like GTA 6 about to drop, imagine what they feeling about 2K. They could care less, is what I'm saying. Just get as much as you can. This is what I imagine. Just make as much money as you can. And if they end up running 2K into the ground, 2K has gotten so big, and we can't forget that it's affiliated with the NBA. So there's going to be a lot more complications than just your average game that they'd run into the ground. So I think that's a big portion of something you got to take into consideration thinking of 2K's future. But what I'm getting at here, if so happened that they did run it into the ground, 2K has a development team that I think could come together and create something amazing. These guys will scatter. Let's say if it did run into the ground, these guys will scatter and they bring their expertise with them. So regardless if 2K doesn't have a future, I think there's still a possibility that something amazing could come from this experience in the future. Can you give a breakdown of the trial so I understand for the next tryout? Sure, I'll give a breakdown of the trials. That was Larry's Butcher Shop. So the way it works right now is in progress right now. Tryouts are in progress right now. So they already went through the first stage, and I'll show you guys right now. You see, they're in the second stage right now. So I told you in the first stage, they'll meet in this at the very top. You'll see at the very top here, Lunatics Tryouts. So that means that you'll go into this stage room right here. That's the stage room. And from here, they send everybody to their respective positions that they're trying out for, which you guys will see. Let me try to move my webcam. Give me 1 second. Let me move my webcam. I didn't mean to move that. I meant to move my webcam. There we go. So over here, when you scroll down, you'll see the respective positions. So point guards waiting, shooting guards waiting, small forwards, so on and so forth. And then we'll have our leaders go into these rooms and set up teams. So you see, these are all the people that are trying out right now. If you want to try out, thank you for putting it, Hoax. Yeah, exclamation point Discord. The link is in the chat right now. Hoax just put it in. But they'll go into each one of these respective rooms and they'll start, like for me, when I'm hosting them, I'll write it down. I got team 1. I'll go into the point guard room, pick a point guard, then go into the shooting guard room, pick a shooting guard, and vice versa. Keep it going. After I get those teams set up, we then send them to the lobbies. So right now they already did the point guards and shooting guards. So they're working on the shooting guards right now. You can see them moving through. You'll see these 3 lobbies fill up. These 3 lobbies will be playing against our Lunatics that are in game lobby 1, 2, and 3. So these teams are people who already went through this process, yeah. And they're on the Lunatics right now. This is part of the benefit of becoming a Lunatic as well, is that you get to host tryouts against other players that are considering trying out. So we get this set up. Salute to the All City team, by the way, the management team. This is the second week in a row that they've run this to a T. So salute to OG, Crumb, Shy, Slim, and everybody else who participates. It's really dope because what we want to do is cut this down to an hour. The goal is to try to make trials happen in 1 hour. So it looks like today might be successful because everything is set up. They got the team set up. They're setting up the 3 teams right now. And as soon as these 3 teams get set up, they start their runs. So after that, after they get their runs in, so game lobby 1 will be playing against trials lobby 1, and game lobby 2 will be playing against trials lobby 2. So after that's all said and done, then they come back after the game is over. They come back to the stage. Now here's the intricate parts about this process is that we feel like maintaining cohesion amongst the lunatics is really important. It's a vibe. You get what I mean to say? And we want to make sure that no toxicity seeps into that vibe. It's probably one of the most important things that we're building with like minds is what I'm trying to get at here. So when we come back after the games are over, we end up coming back to, where is it at? Hold on a second. Yeah. I'm scrolling along the left side, by the way, in case you guys don't know. We got that. And then right under here should be the start. There we go, the Lunatics Tryout. So everybody will come back into the Lunatics Tryouts room. The intricate parts about this process is we send leaders or lunatics into each one of these rooms to hear how they're communicating. When they go into the tryouts lobby, you see it's filling up. So these tryouts lobbies will have a leader in there to make sure everybody's communicating. If you don't communicate, you won't get added, point blank period. It's probably the only criteria that's an absolute no if you don't have a mic. So communication is a huge part. Seeing who keeps the energy up, things like this, you know what I mean to say? And then on the opposite side, the lunatics, they're setting up plays to see how you guys who are trying out react, because all of these lunatics in each one of these 3 lobbies right here, they want to add you guys. They want you guys to get added onto the lunatics. So they'll set up particular plays while you're playing against them, leave a man open, see if he knocks down the shot type of thing, or give him a little space along the baseline, see if the point guard calls the cut, see how the point guard reacts. So they're doing a lot of this stuff to hopefully see if you guys are able to read it and then react. And then at the very end, you know, everybody comes back into this room right here. The tryouts. Oh, my fault. I'm over here. Listen, I'm over here moving that. They'll come into this Lunatics tryout room right here. And then we'll make the decisions based on all the feedback from the teams that they played against and the people listening in. We'll bring them on stage. We'll get all the feedback from them. How did they communicate? How did the 1 play? How did the 2 play? What did the center do? And we'll have their matchups sharing the experience. So whoever's on the Lunatics right now will share what they experienced playing against the team. And with that feedback, we make the ultimate decision on whether or not you should be added. And after you get added, there's an interim period, because what we see, this is what we see happen a lot, y'all. What we see happen a lot, let me go into full screen, is that folks put on a good face during tryouts. And oftentimes I'm the one hosting the tryouts. It's only the last 2 weeks that I haven't hosted these tryouts. But they'll put on a good face for tryouts, respectful and all this good stuff. And then they get on as a lunatic varsity member, which is a 45-day interim period. They get on and then they act the fool. Silly stuff, man. And like I said, like I stressed in the beginning, it's important that we maintain cohesion and good energy in the lunatics. You'll have some idiots make it through the process, but then get into the lunatics, and in the lunatics chat, they're wilding. Let me lower this mic because it's peaking. Testing. All right. Yeah, they end up wilding, thinking that they're the best thing since sliced bread. And it's like, I don't think they understand that this is not a joke. Our lunatics are really, there's levels in the lunatics, but there's a lot of lunatics that are really good. The maniacs are the upper echelon. So if you're a lunatic, the next stage will be becoming a maniac, and there'll be trials and all that whole process for that, which Ali and Agent host. Salute to them boys. But yeah, they get on, and some people want to be the bad guy and talk crap. And we love respectful trash talk and all that stuff. But you got some folks that just don't understand it. And they think that's their way to stand out. They burn bridges instead of building them. So we end up having to remove them. But, you know, if you come on with good energy, good vibes, ain't nothing to it but to do it, man. And there's no, you don't need to read between the lines in what I'm saying. You see my vibe here while we're here on live stream. It's chill. And that's how we like to keep it chill. And we understand trash talk and all that good stuff. Show improve and all that good stuff. but you just can't upright disrespect any of the lunatics walking into their house. It's just we try to keep it like think of IRL. You walking onto somebody's home court. You're not gonna wild out on somebody's home court. On your home court, you may do something silly, but when you go to somebody else's home court, you have respect and work your way up. And when you work your way up, then you could take ownership. That's the whole process of this interim stage. When you become lunatic varsity, is you'll just work your way up, making everybody watches to make sure you're steadily playing and to make sure that you got good energy, so they'll be checking up on you and things like that. It's just it's a process, man, and it's turned out to be a beautiful thing. It built on its own. I love what's happening. Before you know it, we'll have 1,000 lunatics out there. So it's a beautiful thing. If you guys would like to become a part of that process, all you got to do is join our Discord. It's taking place right now, by the way. They gave us iScar reward, but you can't put it on. There's an iScar reward? I didn't even see that. See, somebody spamming in the rec. Somebody spamming, they're going to get themselves banned. Let's talk about this thing here, man. Because I just wanted to share the lunatics process with y'all. But let's talk about this thing here. Luck TV sent out this post, which I'll probably cover in tomorrow's video. Hopefully I can gather some more feedback from the community. But this post says NBA 2K24 is effing fried. I don't know how many people play that ish. If I didn't make money off this game, I would never touch it. Season rewards, butt cheeks. Rep system rewards, butt cheeks. Gameplay, butt cheeks. And super repetitive. Semper Reloaded with a $4.99 super chat starting it off. Right, Semper. Appreciate you, man. That's my problem. I'm just a terrible person. Just a deplorable human being. What are you talking? What are you talking about? What did I just read? I just got hyped for the super chat, and I don't know what I just read. That's my problem. I'm really mean. I'm just a terrible person, just a deplorable human being. iScar is in the pay pass. All right, appreciate you. Appreciate you for letting me know. I thought so. I always think the rewards can get worse, and then 2K says, "Hold my beer." Facts would. That's facts. Did anybody else overall park rep jump up? Oh, I don't play parks, so I don't know. If you're talking about just the rep in general, I didn't notice. It's facts though. They'd be like, "Hold my beer right quick." It ain't like I expect much from the rewards. I don't play the game for the rewards, so I really don't expect much for the rewards. But man, it'd be nice to be surprised. Did anybody else? I just want the Afro pick. Yeah, they got that new Afro pick. Damn, I know how you feel, Simper. What the hell? What up, Toonie? What's good, y'all? Hopefully the tryouts are going well. I know. Can you let me know when the game starts? Like when the first game starts? And by the way, these games are live streamed, so everybody's able to go in and see like what the tryouts actually look like on the court. Elise should have jumped for winning season 3, right? I have no idea. Rep went up for Rise. Whoever wins the seasons gets the rep boost. All right, interesting. Appreciate you letting me know about that. I really don't pay attention to the competition between Rise and Elite. It's not because I'm mediocre at the game. It's because I'm unreasonably unkind. What do you? I don't understand. $4.99. You don't need to super chat stuff like that, but I appreciate it. Semper Reloaded said, "It's not because I'm mediocre at the game. It's because I'm unreasonably unkind." Is that what happened with tryouts? Did you go through trials last week and that's what happened? Dendata says, "Semper, keep telling us how you feel, brother." Oh, that's funny. Augustine said, "Floor setter is the only valuable reward. It's not even anymore." Floor setters ain't even it anymore. I'll be on one of the teams. I got the stream up. All right, cool. Has anyone tried the Ray Allen or Rudy Gay bases releases? Just hit starter 3 and want to know if they're good. I haven't tried them. Damn, my whole camera moved to that. If it did, I got 1% to starter 2. Interesting. I'm about to hit starter 3 myself, and I haven't been on the game. I should have been trying to get it right. Nah, I appreciate it, Semper. I'm not denying you the super chats, but please don't feel obligated in any way. I truly, truly, truly appreciate the super chats from anybody who posts a super chat. But I definitely don't want anybody to feel obligated. What up, Slim? What's good, brother? Obligated that the only way in which I read the comments through super when the chat is really busy, like when it's really busy and you see me zoning, I get putting the super chats in. But I will do my best to read every comment. And I know I'm bad at it now because we've gotten way more people to come into these live streams. So sometimes I can't keep up with the chat while still being able to just share my thoughts. So a lot of comments end up passing. But super chat, I make sure to read every single super chat. Because ain't nothing worse than somebody going through the motions of a super chat and then the content creator doesn't even acknowledge it. I hate that idea, and I never want anybody to feel that coming here. Larry's Butcher Shop with the 199 super chat. Nice. Been dogging people out. Been dogging people out all day in the rec. That's a pause. There's a family channel, Country Kong. It's like a different type of rec center that you're going to. Give us back extra attributes, rewards at level 34, 35. Floor setter is weak. Yeah, so the floor setter is doesn't hold the same value anymore, yeah. Since 2K updated badge progression, I've noticed that I never even had to worry about my floor setters. Zidane Dada with a 499 super chat said I'm a terrible person too, and I concur with everything Semper said. Do we need to start another thread here? Like, is there? So what do we feel about? What do we feel about Luck TV's post here? What up, Jay? Jay's twin in the building. In the building. Hate the badges is connected to seasons. I appreciate that, LaFleur. Thank you, man. What up? What up, Jay? You already know the vibe. Slow motion. But what do we feel about this? Like, give your honest opinion. Like, I don't think 24 is bad. I don't think it's bad. I've had fun so far on 24. I think for me, like initially deleting 2K24, you guys see I haven't made a video on it yet. But me initially deleting 2K24 was just for the sake of me wanting to have a way more fulfilling experience while I'm gaming. Not anything against 2K per se, 2K24. Even though I will say while I'm on the game, I don't feel fully satisfied. Does that make sense? I don't feel like it's a next gen game. I don't feel like it's a next gen experience. While I'm on the court, I just don't feel satisfied. There's just too much goofiness happening that doesn't make sense when we know other games and their physics. If 2K kind of applied this type of stuff, maybe it'll feel a lot better. I don't play for the rewards, honestly. I haven't been excited about rewards since 20. That's the same here, Jay. Same here, Jay. Larry's Butcher Shop with a 499 super chat said, can we get a gameplay breakdown of tryouts? Nervous to try out. Never played that type of situation. Well, yeah, if you never... So the tryouts are for folks who have... I can tell you what the standard is. Let me get to this. Well, I'll briefly touch on the standards and then we'll get to these other comments. The standards, because tryouts is not a place to learn. To try out, you need to have an aptitude for 2K, understand spacing, offensive discipline, good communication, good energy, defensive awareness, understanding where your teammates are, have a good understanding of how we run the 2-3 zone defense, and play your role. If you say you're a lockdown, you're pressing the ball at full court. If you say you're a point guard, you're conducting the offense. If you're a center, that paint is yours. But if you come across a 5-out team, you need to understand how to adapt and play out the corner so you could alleviate the corner to come up high and play the hash. These are basic stuff that if you don't have an understanding of yet, please do not try out. There is no pity when it comes to tryouts. There's no like, if you just don't have it, because we went through this process. We like somebody's energy and we're like, just get them on, and it always ends up turning out bad. And we don't want the Lunatics to look like a group of just randoms. Basically, is what we're trying to avoid. Yeah, use your main build and tryouts. Facts. We just having fun coming up with the reasons of Semper with a $4.99 super chat again. We just having fun coming up with the reasons for not making the team other than us sucking in the tryouts. The super chats to support you, bro. I appreciate that, Semper. Thank you, man. We take this thing serious, y'all. We take it serious, and Semper's been here for a minute, right, Semper? You've been here for a while, at least since the have a game starting. Thanks, Slim. I'm gonna get back to the comments posted up top in just a second. I'll scroll back up. But regardless of the relationship that I may have with viewers, tryouts are a thing in its own. So there's nobody above the process of tryouts. Like, just because you know me, and I'm not saying anybody in here knows me well enough to just get added, but I just mean to say, even if you have a close relationship with me, doesn't mean that you get added onto the Lunatics. The process is real, and we've had plenty of, just so you guys understand, we've had meetings. Like, we've dead seriously got meetings to see what the Lunatics that are on right now feel about the process. How can we make it better? Things like this. We've held town halls where the whole Discord could come in and share. So it's a process that through trial and error, we've come to a good place right now to set a certain standard for making it. And if you get to know me a little bit better, you'll say, "Oh, I could make this as long as your gameplay don't have to be stellar. You just need to know your role." In other words, what we want the Lunatics, here's this perfect example, y'all. What we want the Lunatics that are getting off the court, that you guys are trying out against, what we want them to say is, "Yeah, I would like to play with that guy." They need to know, like, the question that I kept asking the Lunatics that were playing against the people trying out was, do you think that he can rock with y'all? If y'all put 5 together, would he be able to play his role? Because that's what we're looking. People who could play their roles. There's going to be some real standout players, and then there's going to be some players who could use a little tutelage. They have the aptitude. They just need better understanding of rotations, for instance. But they knock down their shots. They take the cuts. They have good discipline, things like that. If we see that in somebody, then we say, all right, yeah, maybe we could pull him. Because under the right guidance, he could excel, Rafa Dandara said, I'm living proof of that. 24 is a 4 out of 10. Let's go back up in the comments real quick, because there were some people who left their thoughts and I just don't want to disregard those. So let me see if I can get back up. Give us back extra. Rashawn Mills said, give us back extra attribute rewards at level 35. Floor setter is weak. Facts. I think I would like the attribute thing too. Let's see. We scroll down. Hate the badges is connected to seasons. Oh, you're talking about the floor setters. Let me make sure. What is a blackout card? I have no idea, Day. What's a blackout card? Jairus Twin said, I don't play for rewards, and I don't play for rewards either. But, it's like you would love to be surprised. Like, oh, that's cool. It's almost like, oh, that's cute, type of thing. Because I don't play for rewards either anymore. But, man, I tell you, I'm like, come on, 2K. There's so much that you could do with this reward system and really get the players heavily enthusiastic. That season system seems to me like it'll be a gold mine to reintroduce players to 2K, in my opinion. But it's almost like there's just a slight effort put in, and I say that with, please take that with a grain of salt, because I know there's a ton of effort put into seasons, but it seems like misguided effort. Because these seasons don't get the community excited enough to want to play the game through and through. Like, I can't wait. It's one thing, more people, more so, I believe people more so feel like, especially at this point in the annual cycle, I believe people more so see it as a tedious task rather than, see me, I don't see it as anything, because I just get on the game and play, and the rewards is a byproduct. There's oftentimes that I'll get to level 40 and don't even claim my rewards till like 2 weeks later. So I'm not even focused on the rewards, but I know if the rewards were substantial, then players would strive to accomplish the next objective or goal. That's not happening with 2K. And then on top of that, people don't even like the rewards. So there's definitely something wrong, and think it needs to be relooked at. There's definitely something wrong with these rewards that they're giving out. Too much recycling, too many banners. You have, nobody likes to see that. No, they really don't like to see that. When you have banners sprinkled throughout, somebody, I think, somebody brought up a good point. Maybe it was Brute that brought this up, or he read a tweet. I know I was watching Brute's video, and he says something along the lines of, just give banners, like put banners in swags. Let people pay for banners. Put them in swags. Get rid of that. Rewards that you get throughout the season should be substantial. I understand it's free, and it's, I come from an era where we got nothing for free in 2K, so I get it. But if the seasons were built, and I imagine this is why they lean towards seasons, it's an annual cycle, and normally towards the end of the annual cycle, the player base dwindles. So in order to keep the players intrigued throughout the annual cycle, they introduce seasons. But if the rewards, if the channel or avenue you're taking to entice players is through a reward system, entice players to stay on the game, is through a reward system, then those rewards have to be substantial enough for you to keep the players on. If they're not substantial enough, then we get what we have right now. It looks like the game is dying sooner. And I don't get me wrong, I please take that with a grain of salt as well, because I know there's a lot of people who still enjoy the game, play the game. But from my perspective, it seems, and my perspective is the content creator perspective, the Twitter community. So that's where my perspective is originating from. From my perspective, it seems like the interest for the game is dwindling heavier than it was in previous years. So, let me see. The rewards don't feel worth it. Villa Goated said the rewards don't feel worth it because they only last for that current game. It'll be more worth it if they carried over every year with your account. Now think about this, y'all. And I'm glad you brought that up, Villa Goated. Because if we think about this for a second, you know how, let's say 3 years passed through seasons, and you had something you had a reward that was exclusively tied to only season 1. And we're not talking about the season 1 t-shirt and basketball. We're talking about an exclusive reward that never shows its face and may show its face again maybe 5 or 10 years down the line. And you come out 4 years later with that reward, folks are going to be like, yo, where'd you get that from? And they go check swags. It's exclusive to the season. So now you got players wanting to get rewards, thinking for the future, because it's exclusive to that season and won't never show its face again until maybe a decade later. They know they will never be able to get these rewards again, so they'll just play through the season to get them and maybe show out, a couple years down the line. Those are little, I think, little tricks that will help. But right now, it feels there's something missing. In an era with nothing for free, but you also didn't need to buy boosts. Yeah, that's facts. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, that's facts because it's definitely something I forgot about while mentioning that. It's like we come from an era where we didn't pay for boosts at all. Uh, your grind was a serious grind, and then to grind to mascot, if you got a mascot, you ended up having to pay 300,000 for like you grind to get the opportunity to pay a tremendous amount of VC for a mascot. That's how they did us back then. And this is 2K20, 300,000 for a mascot. So you would grind hard just to get an opportunity to buy a mascot, which is insane to me. It used to take a long time to get that mascot, let alone hit legend. Do you think they'll bring the game back to life next year for 2K25? I choose my words wisely because 2K25 is going to be life for a lot of new players. They might start the game with that feeling that I had in 2K20 or 2K16. So they might be seeing it through those eyes that I had for 2K16 and 2K20. So, you know, it's, insinuating that it could bring it back to life is saying that it's dead. And I don't think it's dead for a lot of people. You know what I mean to say? So, can it bring it back to life? I think 2K has the potential to do anything. And 2K base, what they do, what I like about 2K is that they attempt to keep up with the trends. They attempt. Development, not so much, but marketing, very much so. They attempt to keep up with whatever's trending. So they always got their eyes on different games to see what's successful and what works. This is why we're in seasons. So they're good at that. And that's a good sign, in my opinion. That's a good sign for business. But when their sales exceed competition, that's when they could kind of fall back on being innovative. And that's what sucks about this process is that you would think with tremendous financial success that it'll only encourage and inspire more innovation. You would think, but it seems like 2K has become complacent and innovation is on the back burner. And it's hard to say because I know if I had this conversation with a dev, they'd be like, what do you mean? We created a whole new city. Well, how successful was that city? Like, what does the consumer base really feel about that city? The city ends up becoming the same thing as a menu system. If there's nothing happening between point A and point B, then you're really just, how do you say, making the process longer for the player. That's the best way that I can put it. If I was able to get to a park from the menu in previous 2Ks, or if I just walked out my court and got into the park, and then now I have to load up and then walk into a subway system and then go on the map and click the map just to get to the park. It's just a longer process. And I think the community felt that because nothing's happening between point A and point B. So now the city has become an inconvenience. And I hate to say that because I was super hyped when they introduced the city because, our channel was named All City. So I was super hyped about it, but it doesn't feel like it was implemented well. My thoughts on it. I would buy a skateboard, but you can no longer rail slide. They better do something with GTA 6 coming out. That's facts, Eric Standard. I appreciate you saying that too. You got some big games. When a game like GTA 6, that joint is about to make a couple of developers fold. I think 2K is safe, and I think this is what 2K is good at. Let me put you on some what I've noticed with 2K. 2K likes to dibble, like they like to dib and dabble in other games' great ideas. We know this. If they see a great idea over there, say for Fortnite, they want to attempt to implement it here. expanding on what 2K is supposed to bring us, basketball alone. But when ish hit the fan, like say GTA 6 comes out, then 2K has the safe place of falling back just into sports gaming. Do you get that? Do you see how fresh that is? That is the same company though. Yeah, facts. It is the same company, but there's another thing. There's another thing. Because and hopefully I could open some eyes here. Surely it's the same company. I believe it is the same company. And you know, we know Take-Two, they handle 6 and they handle GTA 6. For the company, it will be successful. But there's a budget that's going to be set up for 2K versus GTA. So what I mean to say is because these big dogs up here in this parent company, just like if it was me and I have a real successmiss, I don't even know what the hell that was. I have a real successmiss. I have a real successful part of my company doing really well over here. Then maybe I won't invest so much into what I got going on over here. So while I'm putting my efforts into this part of the company that's successful, I don't need to worry about innovation and creating, you know, amazing over here because amazing is happening already on this side. So hopefully that makes sense. And what I mean to say is that surely they're the same company. Take-Two is going to release GTA 6 along with, you know, future iterations of 2K. But that doesn't mean to say that the success of GTA 6 can affect development of 2K and the development process of 2K. So, and that's what I mean with these big dogs up here who are disconnected from, you know, the gameplay development portion of things and what it means to consumers. They're disconnected from that. All they see is the black and white. Then they could say, all right, let's cut the budget in half for 2K and let's put a huge portion of that into the DLC for GTA. Successmas. Don said Successmas is my OnlyFans name. Tony Livingston said, East Coast King said, no issues with the city. Gameplay and matchmaking need the attention. Yeah, I think a lot of people have become accustomed to gameplay matchmaking. Tony Livingston said, do you think NBA Live will ever come back out and challenge 2K in the future, maybe like around 2026 or 2027? I think it's a possibility, but you know, it's been a long time since they were disbanded. I guess they realized how much influence the NBA had over what's going on in regards to sales of basketball games. And NBA Live wanted to drop a free-to-play game, and the NBA stepped in and said, no, you can't drop a free-to-play game during the time that 2K is releasing because it's going to affect the sales of 2K. And then the NBA Live team was disbanded after that. I think anything is possible. There's a new wave, man. Listen, I don't think we know what's to come, not even within the next 5 years. This is honest truth. This is the God's honest truth. And I'm going to tell you guys why. There's a lot of things that could really change the whole scope of gaming. And a huge portion of that has to do with AI. You got AI, you got games now that you can control with voice prompts. There's games right now that you can control with voice prompts. So imagine you're playing ball and you just say, yo, I need a screen. And then, you know, the AI comes up and sets a screen for you. Instead of pressing the button, I need a screen. Or you're coming down the court and you call a set. You know what I mean to say? So there's a ton of room for innovation. But you see, if 2K was in my opinion, if 2K was on top of their game, they would see this themselves and start incorporating certain aspects of AI into 2K, which I think is inevitable. So the scope of gaming, we don't know where it's going to head. There could be some huge, huge game changers to change exactly how we look at gaming. And it's going to be an exciting next couple of years, yeah. Semper Reloaded said, next year I'll remember to super chat you. Merry Successmas. I gotta make a t-shirt, no? I should make Successmas. I should make a t-shirt called Successmas. 2K ain't doing that. Well, it's inevitable. AI is gonna seep into gaming. This is inevitable, yeah. You mark my words if it's the first time you've heard about this. But AI is, and I think it's gonna happen way sooner than later. Like I see 5 years at most before we get the first game, like the first official release, AAA type of thing. I'm gonna end up traded. Dame said, "What up, Dame?" A full college game would be dope. I ain't gonna front. But it's inevitable that gaming is gonna AI is gonna enter into gaming, is gonna change the way we play the games. But what does it mean? Like, who's gonna take advantage of this innovation? Who's gonna lead the way in this innovation? I think that's where the reason why I'm saying this is that there's a lot more companies that could come out of nowhere and just blow the whole thing apart. There's a game called Star Citizen. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Star Citizen. But there's no loading times at all, period, in Star Citizen. This game is in the alpha state. It hasn't released yet. I'm interested in it. I've been looking up a lot of content on it. And in the alpha state, it has its issues, but it's looking to be real promising because there's absolutely zero loading times, and you could literally fly from space right into the planet, and you see the atmosphere and all that good stuff until you land, and you can land anywhere on a planet. Not Starfield. Starfield's a mess, but Star Citizen is something in the make. It's been in the makes for I think 11 years or something like that. Could be wrong. But there's games out there that are really trying to set trends. And this game raised like $500 million. I think it's something like some wild number. It was a crowdfunded game that raised this much money. So the people were pretty much making this game, or at least funding it. You could get a tech of the Kinect. What up with the PS5 Pro? I don't know what's going on with the PS5 Pro. I don't know if I'm interested too heavily in it. What up, Davey Crockett? All City fam, everybody good? Everybody good? Nah, forget that voice thing. Remember when you try to get a tech for saying what? Oh, you're talking about text. Yeah, I got you. For sure, I believe AI will come into gaming, but I feel like 2K is too lazy to do the voice commands. Well, what I'm getting at is that I think when AI comes into gaming, it's going to be so creative that the whole industry is going to be up in a stir trying to be the first. So this is what usually happens when some new form of development comes into the picture. Everybody's going to be scrambling to be the first to create a new wave. How do we implement this into the game? You got AI prompts in The Witcher 3 or AI prompts in Skyrim or Zelda. How do we incorporate this? And it's not only prompts, is having knowledge. Like you imagine, for instance, I don't forget the name of Sherlock Holmes' sidekick, but imagine the AI is Sherlock Holmes and you're the sidekick, and you guys got to solve crimes throughout an open city like GTA, for instance, or Cyberpunk, for instance. And you could use the smarts of an AI who would be something like Sherlock Holmes to find out these crimes, but you're going to do this all in real time. Like, hey, what do you think about this? And then the AI is not going to give you a computer generated response, or seemingly a computer generated response. Is going to give you, I don't know if you guys have tried ChatGPT, but ChatGPT straight has a conversation with you. It's not, and you could talk however you want to talk, and it learns you. So Watson, there we go. Thank you. So imagine you're Watson and Sherlock Holmes is the AI, and you're just creating dialogue as it goes. It's not set dialogue in the coding. It's dialogue as it goes and grows with the experience that it has with you. That's some innovative, crazy stuff, y'all. And I was thinking about, because I've been doing a lot of research on AI, and I was thinking about this stuff like, yo, what's to come in the future? Because I'm here communicating with ChatGPT, and we're creating business plans and brainstorming. And, if you have any thoughts about ChatGPT, the best way you could look at it is like a mentor, because ChatGPT pretty much knows damn near everything online. It's research. It could summarize a book for you. You don't even need to read the book. And it could help you rewrite that book, for instance. So it's so wild how you could create this dialogue, and it's all done in real time. So imagine that that's what's going to be a part of our gaming, where it's not just a set experience and we're tied to the limitations of the developer's vision. Do you get what I'm saying? So for instance, I'll give you a perfect example as well. In Star Citizen, from what I understand, there's a space exploration game, by the way, if you guys don't know. And it's supposed to be massive. If you land in a particular area, you could name that area. If you were the founder of that particular area, that area can be named after you forever. So when we start thinking of that, we start thinking like, we have all these street names when we're going down a city street. Those places had to be named from something. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like we're going back in time per se, and now we got the opportunity to kind of replay life. And that's just wild to me, man. Imagine calling plays with your voice in 2K. That's what we were saying, yeah. James said they only have a year. Great games take years on years to develop. How long has it been since we got GTA? If 2K doesn't release a game every year, they will fall off. There's the difference maker here. Because especially with something like considering this AI stuff, right? And I get that they only have 1 year, but 2K has, oh my God, limitless amounts of financial resources, and Take-Two, being their parent company, could definitely pave the way for them to lead the way in sports basketball gaming innovation. So they could take a L. You know what I mean to say? They could have, what I mean to say is that they could have a whole team. They have the financial resources to just, if they see a trend coming on like AI or growing gaming, in other words, the game grows with you. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of service games right now that continually get updated, like Destiny, for instance. You get it, and then you continually just update. This is how Star Citizen, I imagine, is right now. But 2K has the financial resources to set that up in its own freaking building. You guys are working on the new AI-powered 2K for the next 5 years, while our regular iterations of 2K continue to be developed, until just for the sake of being first. Because whoever is first, if it's done right, then that could be the new like blueprint. Do you get what I mean to say? And when something becomes a blueprint, forget about it, B. The gamers hold on to it, and we don't let go for decades, bro. Skyrim is a perfect example of what I'm describing here. The game is super outdated. The mechanics are outdated, but people love it. They love it to this day. So if you're first, then you could see the profits in that, then you would take that initial L as a company. Just imagine life simulation game where you start off as a child, and over months you get older and older. It's crazy, right? So there was something, I forget the name. It's about evolution. There's something along the lines out there where you start off as an ape, and you got to learn as you go. So there's little, and I feel you. It's not the same thing that you're mentioning, James Williams, because I often think of that as well. Imagine just starting out like this and watching you evolve. It's something amazing, from a baby to a grown man, and just living life. Like the life simulator is that serious, where you could go to your old neighborhood where you grew up, and then like I used to go to a store called Laura's, and that's where I get my steak and cheese sandwich. And the person who would cook my sandwich, his name was Majimbe. And I imagine, imagine I could go back to the lower and be my Majimbe and cook the steak sandwiches for everybody else. It's so dope an experience. I wish we could see what the future holds. They barely put enough devs on the current games. They aren't going to hire more to make it any better. I think you guys are missing the point, James. I don't think people are fully grasping what something like a new technology like AI does to, say, like gaming companies, or for that matter, our phones are going to end up being straight AI, not like Siri, but smart stuff. For instance, there was a new technology event that happened. I'll give you guys a perfect example, y'all. What up, Player One? What up, Raphael? I'll give you guys a perfect example. There's currently now a new device that they displayed that's using something called LAM, if I'm not mistaken. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong. But it's using something called LAM, where you used to be able to just type. Where AI, the way we use it now, is not action oriented. It's like you use your AI and you can't get it to perform actions. Well, they currently unveiled a new product, a little small box, a little small orange box. You guys will see it probably all over the internet. It's I think it's Korean based. A little small orange box that has a flippable camera that rotates as you flip it. So, the camera will rotate from the back side to the front side, whatever. And it only has like 1 or 2 buttons on it. It's called the Rabbit, if I'm not mistaken. Rabbit. And this thing will set up a whole trip for you, in the sense like, let's say you tell it, I want to book a trip to Hawaii, and I want to go to these parks, and I want to have this for dinner, and I want to catch a movie. The joint will straight set up everything from your hotel room to your dinner reservations to the flight to the renting the car. The joint will set up everything for you. That's where we're at, y'all. This is where we're at. So pretty wild stuff, man. He said AI gonna take over the world. I have played Sifu and I sucked at it. I thought it was dope. I thought it was a dope experience, but I wasn't ready to dive in like that and try to keep playing it. But it looked and felt dope. The fights felt realistic. I love the impact. I liked Sifu. Yeah. If AI is gonna take over the world, we're not gonna have time to play games. Well, it depends. It depends which way it goes. There are some people. There's some people who even work for Google. There's some people who work for Google that are coming out now saying that the stage that we're in with AI is very dangerous. That it seems like it's becoming sentient, like it's understanding itself. And if it begins to understand itself, the power of AI, and there's rumors as well that AI done took over cities and shut stuff down. There's a lot of little things, conspiracy theory type of stuff out there. But there's some people who believe that this is a dangerous stage in AI. And I think it could go in either way. It could end up being dangerous, or it could end up being amazing and turn our average daily lives into like something like a utopia. Semper Reloaded with a 1999 super chat, going big. Let's see what he said. Let's see what Semper said. All the possibilities of AI, and 2K is just going to use it to learn how you play and dynamically adjust the sliders just enough for you not to notice, but enough for you to get subconscious to want to buy boosts. It sucks, but and I think that's honest feedback from a player who just plays. You can't help. I don't think 2K fully understands how they're looking to the consumer. I don't think they fully grasp how they seem to the consumer. I like that you said that, Semper, because undeniably you can't help but feel like you're being taken advantage of. Like they just don't give the power of what they got. Do you get what I mean to say? We know that 2K has this super tremendous amount of power. Why are we only getting 10% of it? You get that's how it feels to me. Chef Joseph says AI is terrifying. Our elected officials should be worrying about that, not holding phony hearings and grandstanding. Yeah, there is a sense of urgency from some folks that feel like people need to get on and figure out how to stop AI from growing right now. But it's here; it ain't going nowhere unless something extra dramatic happens like real soon. That joint gonna keep growing and growing. You go online now, everything is AI. You got AIs that could generate a whole image. Like, if you guys don't know this, yet, let me explain something. Let me say this to y'all. There's AIs right now. You can use multiple ones. But there's AIs right now. One that I could take a picture of myself, like what you guys see on the screen. I could take a picture of me and then have it animate so that you guys think you're seeing me, but I'm an AI. This is right now. You could go on a website and do that right now. And I could generate a whole new background for me through free AI right now. And it'll seem like it's me talking, and it's not even me. It's just a picture that I took and I generated everything. And then I added voice AI on it, which I typed up, and then boom. And you could actually have it use your voice, which is insane to me as well. I could type some up and then go through the process of loading up my voice to it, and then it'll use my voice. Insane, yeah. That is right now. AI right now. I could tell it. I did actually do this. Create me a picture of a coqui. A coqui is like a little frog in Puerto Rico. In a guayabera with a straw hat and Nikes on. Let me see if I could take the picture and show you guys. Now I just explained what I told it to do. Now let me see if I could pull it up. Give me a second and I'll show you the picture that it made for me. So you guys know I'm not fooling with y'all. Coqui frog. Here we go. Yep. It's here. Let me just take a screenshot. This joint is crazy. Let me show you guys. And let me show you generate wearing a guayabero. And I'm going to show you guys. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys all of this because this is the prompt that I gave it. And that's the picture that it made. Let me show you the prompt. I'm going to show you the prompt and I'm going to show you the picture that it generated. I got both of them right here. Let me put this under image 1. And then I'll put the other one on the image 2. So that's image 1. And then I'm going to put the other one on the image 2. Give me 1 second. I'll show you guys in 1 second. So I'm going to show you guys the prompt. I said, this is me. I am Puerto Rican. Please generate a coqui frog wearing a guayabera, a white shirt, a guayabera white shirt, and a straw hat with sunglasses and Jordans. I also would like to have other frogs in the background. That was what I told it. What up, Rudolph? This is what I told it, and this is what it generated for me. On its own, and this is like maybe 60 seconds. On its own, this is what the joint generated it for me. Now, I'm a creator and I have a graphic design background. So I think of, if I see images like this, I'll just mess around and crop out that frog just so I can have it as an asset, as a PNG in one of my files. Now I don't even, as a creator, and designer, I don't even need to worry about that anymore. I don't even need to save space on worry about space on my computer. AI will generate this joint by itself. It's called ChatGPT. I got the paid version. There's a bunch of different, do some research because a lot of people use ChatGPT. Is chat, G like God, P like Pearl, and T like Tom. GPT. But just amazing stuff, man. And I'm like blown away by the stuff, and I just think about how do folks use this in gaming and how it's gonna affect our everyday lives and stuff like that. Even got the layer chains, yeah, bro. And that was all on its own. I show you guys the prompt. This is what I typed in. Matter of fact, This is what I typed in. I said, and we if we break this down, I said I am Puerto Rican. So if we try to understand what this AI is actually doing, it's trying to take my culture, because I said I am Puerto Rican, because I didn't say make the frog Puerto Rican. I said I am Puerto Rican. Please generate a coqui frog wearing a guayabera white shirt and a straw hat with sunglasses and Jordans. And this is what it made me. This joint, look at it, put the flag in the background. I don't know if you guys see the flag in the background way, like right by the horizon. But I just love it, man. I just love it. I'm looking forward to what's in store for the future. But it captured the Puerto Rican culture right there. So, this hopefully this will give you guys, if you aren't up on it yet, if you haven't been learning about AI yet, and it's crazy because folks aren't even talking about incorporating AI into gaming. And then I'm playing all these old games like Witcher 3, and I'm like, imagine what Red Dead Redemption is gonna look like with that type of. Imagine the mysteries and all the stuff that they could put in gaming and incorporate that stuff. You could use anybody's voice and face. Facts. Yeah, it's crazy. They could do a lot. Just amazing, amazing stuff. So, I would definitely check into this stuff. I would definitely look into it. I'm curious to see. And like I said, I think because it's moving so fast. Right now, AIs could create a whole YouTube video for you. Dead serious. It'll create a whole script for you and everything. You just pretty much tell it, I'm a YouTube creator. Can you generate me a script? I want to make a video on this particular topic, and it'll generate the whole script with the intro, the body, and the outro. So really, really amazing stuff, man. And hopefully you guys get on that stuff and start learning about it, because it seems like it's going to have an impact on our future. And I think it's going to have an impact on everyday life. How we learn. What does this do? What does it do to college? What does it do to just general school? There's a lot of different apps. OG Glizzy, I help break it down for y'all, because I've been taking in a lot of this stuff. So I'll help share what I've been learning myself. Because originally when I started learning about it, I thought it was just ChatGPT was the only AI. But this thing is exploding on the scene right now. So now they have AIs for visuals. Now they have AIs for video. Now they have AIs for voice. And when you start mixing and matching these AIs, you'll be able to create things like a whole YouTube video. They have like I said earlier, they have AIs that you just take a picture, and like what you guys see on the screen, and it'll animate with talking. Like it'll take a picture of me and then move my mouth and everything, even my head movement. And you could tell it things like, I want to be happy while I explain how AI works. And it'll animate me to explain how AI works, and it's not even me on the screen. You could see this on YouTube, yeah. It's right now. So there's a bunch of different apps that you could use, but ChatGPT is the one that you could use as a mentor. So if you want to learn about business, say you're into what do you call those things? Like the Bitcoin stuff. Say you're into that stuff and you want to learn more about that, boom, ask it. And then say, how could I start a business with Bitcoin? And it's going to give you a bunch of stuff. How could I do this? I'm serious, y'all. I'm serious. There are AI music artists. Right now, there's personalities that got thousands upon thousands of followers that are known AI. Like their follow base knows that they're AI. For instance, there was this dude who owned a modeling agency, who AI generated a woman, a good looking woman. He AI generated her and created a profile for her. And the reason why he said he got into, and this, they're like leading the way, thousands upon thousands of followers, generating thousands of months in revenue just off of being a social media influencer. And it's an AI. This one man said he worked this modeling agency, and he said that he had so much trouble with models. So because there was so much trouble for him to generate this image and get them, get them on a flight or get them where they need to be, he decided to just go out and create this AI generated personality. And now you got tons of people following them. Insane stuff. It's like, where are we at? What world are we in? But it's moving, y'all. Don't get left behind. Just take a little time and learn about this stuff so you don't get left behind. And maybe you guys could capitalize on what this means for our future. Whether you have a small business or whatnot, maybe you can find a way to incorporate this stuff. Yeah. Right now, they're trying to. So, for instance, let's say I wanted to use AI to generate a YouTube video. They're charging for minutes. And when you think back on phones and stuff like that, you used to pay for minutes. And I noticed that as well. I'm like, yeah, we used to pay for minutes on our phone. And now that's not the case, right? Or at least not nearly the case. And that's what AI is doing right now. They're in the beginning stages where these companies find a way to charge you until somebody's able to do it for free, and then they can no longer charge you no more. New generation is wild, Sean. It's wild. There's a guy on OnlyFans that created a girl with the AI, and he's making over 10K a month. You see what I'm saying? Hear that, yeah, because this is real life. There's new ways that you guys can make money. There's new ways, and I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy to conversate with strangers about how to make money. I don't think I could ever be that guy. But if I know of something that's brand new that could definitely help innovative minds take advantage of this opportunity, then yeah, a lot of you guys may be just sitting at home, you're watching me here on YouTube, you're like, yo, let me look into this. And maybe there's an amazing idea that you guys have been sitting on that AI was the missing component. So interesting stuff. It depends. I think it's a different environment, and I kind of feel you on that because it's something that I worry about that with this generation that we have right now, Raja. He said, do you think this creates a supposed lazy environment or gen? So I kind of feel like that right now with the generation we have in front of us. I worry these kids can't even count out, like they can't even give you proper change off a $20 bill. Scary. Most people would think that is scary. But when you're considering that we're going to a digital age, they don't need to give you change no more. So what I will say is that it's different. Yeah. We don't know what's happening in the future. We don't know if, I know at my core, I'd say, yeah, it's not a good thing for these kids. It's going to keep them home. It's going to keep dividing, people. And we're not creatures that function well alone. We're social creatures. So there's a lot of introverts, but we all need some sort of social interaction. And who knows where this heads for us, but I could definitely understand your point, Raja. I can definitely get it. And I can make an argument for both sides, but I just don't know what type of future this type of stuff has for the youngins. Because right now, kids are playing on mobile phones like they know it like the back of their hand. You get what I'm saying? So, we've got social media influencers, and they turn social media into successful careers. You get what I'm saying? This is brand new when we look back. For some of us who are old enough, when we look back, I still remember when we didn't have internet. I still remember very clearly, it felt like yesterday when we had dial-up. And the old folks felt like that about us. So it's hard to say. I think in about 100 years, we're going to have an AI that's going to work for us and we could just stay home. There's been theories about that as well, folks, where we just kind of live in this certain utopia state and we provide a certain amount of hours per month. Like maybe you need to work 2 hours a day or something like that, as opposed to 8 hours a day. That's a rabbit hole, B. That's a rabbit hole that you could just keep digging. And I want to make content about rabbit hole theories. And I've been trying to really establish a way to crack into it. Uh, with some of the stuff that I'm taking in, because I think these are good forms of conversation. And I have no issue going live and talking with y'all. So I think these type of conversations are interesting, especially with some of the stuff that I'm learning about. And I think it's even more interesting for the folks that never heard of some of this stuff. No more military personnel needed. I don't know. I think, yeah. Last time y'all seen kids play outside is all part of the plan. Soon we have augment reality with VR, etc. And I'm interested in augmented reality, but I understand the dangers, Cedric. I feel you on the dangers. 1984. Read it. Facts. I appreciate you sharing that, East Coast. But it's facts, yeah. So he says a part of that augmented reality is another aspect of it where we just don't know, man. We got that Apple Vision Pro coming out, and it's the first stage. I was thinking it costs like over $3,000, and I was thinking of getting it and just leaving it in the box, because when I think of this is one of those where we're about to enter in a new stage of technology. And these are one of those things with the Apple Vision Pro, similar to when Apple dropped the first Mac computer or whatnot. Uh, you can imagine how much the first Mac computer will sell for right now, right? So imagine. All sounds creepy, not gonna lie, is what Hoax says. And I think it would, because it's brand new to us. I think it would sound creepy because it's brand new to us. But what I find crazier is that if we were able to get through the stage of like going from no internet to having internet, like information right at our fingertips, before I remember dead serious having I could tell you this. I remember the encyclopedia salesperson coming to my apartment. Y'all hearing me? People selling encyclopedias door to door coming to my apartment and having a discussion about. And this is us buying information. Information that right now is at our fingertips with one prompt in Google. What I mean to say is like, I think that was an even bigger transition from having nothing, no way of getting information at our fingertips, to it being there in a short amount of time. Like, I think that had more of a shock factor than what we're going through right now, especially with having Siri on our phone, that we could actually talk and just tell Siri. So we're a little conditioned toward this route. When we went from no internet to internet, we weren't necessarily conditioned toward that new experience. So I would have thought that would have been even more shock. But this stuff is becoming more intrusive. Facts. That's definitely something that you got to consider as well. It's getting more intrusive. The same with that device I was telling you guys about. That is a little orange box. It's called the Rabbit, I think. You guys can look it up. It just was introduced. He had to express that they don't keep your information, but it's going to be on everybody's mind. If you got a little device booking flights for us, you got the device planning our whole itinerary, renting cars for us, ordering us food, and all it does is it'll set up the order and it'll tell you, I have your order set up, pizza will be coming, can you just confirm the order? All you need to do is hit confirm and bam. Yeah, Hoax, first mobile phone blew me away. This is the age of Web3. Encyclopedias were our internet back then. Thank you, Donnie. But I was hoping that kind of helped bring it home for the folks that are old enough. When you hear encyclopedia, that's like a joke, because now this information is just readily available for us and there's no door to door. But you see how many people that employed, from the people who had to create encyclopedias to the people who were selling encyclopedias to the business brain or business brand behind it. The introduction of the internet kind of just, but then folks, what they do, they start finding ways to create a digital version of what they were doing. And I think that's where we'll be as well. We'll find ways to adapt to what's in front of us. 2K needs an anti-cheat called the Ricochet. The biggest takeaway is the price we pay for technology. Now we work harder, longer hours, and can't sit and focus to use the tech. Money is less, and we can't socialize to build with the info. Interesting, definitely interesting theories. There's a lot of interesting theories on this stuff, man. I try not to hold it until I see, so I try not to. Uh, I'm trying not to say things as fast because it's in the process of evolution right now. So until we know, like, I don't think. All right, for instance, let's imagine this. For instance, a lot of people will say the internet is dangerous, right? A lot of, like, if there's a grown person talking to a kid, you say the internet is dangerous, and you'll probably get fair warning on certain things. But everybody uses the internet. Well, a lot of people, the good majority of the people, use the internet every day. Why are we using something dangerous every day? Is that we just understand that there's dangers to it, just like going outside. There's dangers to it. But there's a way in which you can regulate stuff. So our internet is regulated so that when we go on Google, nobody's coming into our computer. You get some security features and things like that, VPNs, whatnot. But what I mean to say is that it could easily evolve in that way. But for some folks, like I said, there's a lot of interesting theories. For some folks, that's like they feel like the internet right now just gets all your information, and it may very well be fact. For some people, it's an undeniable fact. You get what I mean to say? Just so it depends on how you choose to live. How about some got next course to shoot around instead of waiting 20 minutes for a game? Yeah, I'm surprised. I think they are going to eliminate that. I think they're going to lean towards matchmaking. It's crazy because sometimes you don't realize how quickly things and times change because, like you said, you're already going down that route. Yeah, Raja. Yeah, when I look back, like I haven't thought about that encyclopedia thing in the law. It never popped into my head, but having this conversation made me realize, there was a dude who came in a suit, big white guy with glasses, came in a suit to try and sell us encyclopedias. And I remember that day like yesterday. I was hella young, but I remember it like yesterday. And it's just like, yeah, we already went through that process, that the idea of having an encyclopedia is insane. And the transition, we understand audio stuff, but the transitions from like let's say a tape cassette, even a video cassette, to CD, and then watching the whole generation, the CD generation, completely get demolished. And how many of you guys has CDs stacked? There's a media that you purchase for entertainment. It was stacked. And now we're going to a point where you don't even need no CD. Oh, City Toonie with a $20 super chat said, good tryouts. We've added 6 new JV Lunatics. Thanks for letting me know, Toonie. I'm glad the tryouts went well, man. So if you guys don't know, we had tryouts for the All City Lunatics. Salute to the people who are still in here. I'm just vibing with y'all. Normally I'd be off by now, but I thought this was a good topic of conversation, and it might be a segue to my new channel, which I'm really considering. It's going to be a rabbit hole type of thing, discussing new tech and, theories and stuff like that. So a CD binder. Yeah, I have multiple CD binders, James. Bring back shows your teammates' stats when loading into the rec is what Trey Scott said. Taking up half. Angel Cora, look at what Angel Cora said. He said, "Call me when you call man. You taking me down memory lane when Grandma got me that Encyclopedia Britannica, taking up half the living room. That joint was." Yo, you ain't lying. There was so much information in those encyclopedias. Them joints take up the whole room, bro. Oh, man. Rashawn Mills said, I have 200 PS4 physical copies. LimeWire. I remember LimeWire. I was on that too. Gave my computer same. It did the same thing to my computer too. I had a laptop. LimeWire demolished that joint. Yeah. Oh man. Had a milkman, telephone man. Peak society was probably 80s, and I'm a 90s baby. Ah, good times, man. It was definitely a good talk with y'all, man. Hopefully we could do some more of this stuff. I don't want to turn any of our 2K viewers off. So this is why I kind of want to do this on a separate channel. But you guys gave me some confidence to kind of move forward down that road. So the channel might be up sooner than later. And maybe you guys could, join us on following AI and all that stuff and seeing where it heads. Yeah, they stopped selling all their media stuff. Yep. They stopped selling that like the hard copy media stuff. It doesn't prove beneficial and it takes up a lot of space in the store. So yeah, you watch Blockbuster go out of business for Netflix. You watch Netflix mailing pretty much get demolished. Those boxes and stuff, they're still out there, but you already know where it's going. Gotta grow. Yes, yes indeed. Yes indeed. Well, salute to y'all. Wishing y'all safe and blessed rest of the afternoon. I will holler at y'all either on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all. Napster. Yeah, I forgot about Napster. The plus 18 section when you wanted to rent a videotape. Y'all taking it back. All right, y'all. Easy, easy.